Zoran Mamdani announced free childcare for ages 2 and up in New York City. And no matter what you think about Zoran, you have to admit, it's a lot better than New York's last free childcare program. Sydney Sweeney could be charged with vandalism after stringing up her bras on the Hollywood sign as part of a publicity stunt. But I'm just mad she didn't go all out and get a really big one for the O's. Scientists in Japan have developed an artificial human skin which can be used to help robots smile and make facial expressions, in what is being somehow described as the least concerning news story this week. A man who stole a golden toilet was sentenced by a UK court. The authorities were able to find him after looking out for anyone who was flush with cash. J.D. Vance's wife announced that they are pregnant with their 4th child, which means that for once, those tears might look real. A 92-year-old grandmother won a Tekken tournament in Japan, although it was her opponent who ended up getting a fatality. A Florida deputy was able to handcuff and peacefully return an emu, which was rampaging through a suburban area. The deputy downplayed his bravery by saying it was only a wild animal with razor-sharp talons, and not something dangerous like a VA nurse. The Trump administration unveiled a new mascot named Coley, designed to teach children about the wonders of the American coal industry, which is a lot better than the way that they used to learn about it. New emails allege that Bill Gates sought out help from Jeffrey Epstein after contracting a disease from Russian hookers. He thought that Epstein could help him after all the times he gave him a life-saving cootie shot. In a win for divorced dads everywhere, Kid Rock announced that he would be headlining his own halftime show for Turning Point USA. So let's hope they save some fireworks from the funeral. A weed dispensary caught fire in New Jersey, causing several firefighters to come down with smoke inhalation. Luckily, they were close to emergency facilities. The Oscar Mayer Wienermobile will be racing on the Indy 500 track in the lead up to the main event. It's great news for Wieners on Wheels, which recently have only been in the news as part of the Epstein files. Ricky Gervais criticized Grammy winners who denounced ICE in their speeches, saying that artists shouldn't talk about politics. If you want to hear more about it, you could read Ricky's new book, Trans People Are Weird and God is an Illusion. The Trump White House may cut ties with the Scouts of America, citing wokeness and gender ideology. It's a strong condemnation for a group that once idealized everything the White House stands for, like raising kids on boats. Fortnite was forced to deny rumors that Jeffrey Epstein's account remained active after his alleged death, although I still think he got revived by his duo. Los Angeles Laker Jackson Hayes was suspended for 1 game after an altercation with the Wizards mascot. And it's a good thing you didn't try that in Philly, where our mascots will stab you. In unrelated news, Gritty has fled to Delaware after city officials announced that they'll be dredging the Schuylkill for bodies. The Olympic Committee announced that they will be investigating claims that skiers are using penis enlargement drugs to generate more lift. They became suspicious after they realized that some of the skiers were steering without any poles. I'll be flying to Italy myself to investigate these accusations of penis-based lift, and I won't be using a plane. A new dating program premiered in the UK in which every contestant speaks to each other via sign language. It was seen as international news, despite the fact that the Italians have been doing it for years. It was revealed this week that the Melania documentary actually stole the score from another film, The Phantom Thread. So I'm not at all surprised that Melania's favorite movie turned out to be about a man being poisoned by his wife. Martin Scorsese has joined the Star Wars universe, which means that Clanker is no longer its only hard R. Researchers have developed a smart underwear that tracks its users' farts, and you can tell it's smart because it keeps asking the scientists to kill it. New emails allege that Jeffrey Epstein empathized with Brett Kavanaugh during his confirmation hearings, which would mark the first time that Jeffrey Epstein empathized with someone who was immature. An art student in Britain stuffed the world's largest sock monkey, breaking the record for the most stuffed a sock has ever been, set by me in college. Andrew Windsor was arrested, marking the first time a member of the senior royal family has been arrested since 1647. And let's hope it ends the same way. After hearing a case alleging racial discrimination, the U.S. Supreme Court ruled that the Postal Service cannot be sued. So if you have grievances with them, you'll just have to address it the old-fashioned way. Burger King will begin using AI surveillance to make sure that their employees are saying please and thank you, while Waffle House will be using it to track points and knockouts. Trump will be sending U.S. hospital ships to Greenland, alleging that they're not getting the care that they deserve. And if there's one thing that can convince a country to leave Europe for America, it's our much better health care. No word yet on how this features into his plan to annex Greenland, although I can only assume they'll be forced to join us after they default on their copay. Bonnie Blue is pregnant after getting gangbanged by 400 men, prompting an emergency session of ABBA. The Israeli Minister of Finance drew scrutiny after using a map that seemed to resemble a penis, and if Israel's going to start using penis maps, they're going to have to start thinking long and hard about whether it's kosher to annex the foreskin. The United States and Israel, pictured here controlling all the gas in Bartertown, have killed the Ayatollah of Iran. And no matter what you think of Trump, you have to admit, it turns out he's really good at having bad guys killed. Fast food CEOs have been eating their own products as part of a viral marketing trend, although some people never needed a trend to eat out their own products. An internet outage in Ohio is being blamed on a single squirrel, and I bet he regrets clicking that pop-up ad. The Department of War claimed in a social media post that they're locked in lethality maxing, which is probably a bad look when our human rights record is totally chopped. Donald Trump has become the first non-Israeli in history to win the Israel Prize, marking the first time ever that the one receiving the award gives away the giant check.